the Women's World Cup. We are favorites along with France, but France is the host country. They are younger than us. They are elevating. We are a veteran-led team. Can we hold on with this group and win one more World Cup? That's in a couple hours from now. It is great to have you here at FS1 on a Friday. There's excuses. Dog ate my homework, and there are reasons. Our school bus got hit, T-boned on the way to school. We're going to be late. Does everybody get... There's a story this morning. There's a good chance Kevin Durant returns for games 5 and 6 from his calf injury. We all understand now that this injury, as Chris Carter said this morning on First Things First, is way more serious than we were led to believe 2 days after it happened.
We have said it's a strained calf. I'm willing to bet money that he's torn part of his calf. That's the reason why he's been out a month. A strained calf, you're healed before a month. He's been out. I believe it's torn. He can't play 3 games at Kevin Durant level in 6 days.
Klay Thompson, by the way, popped a hamstring. So Klay Thompson, they say, is going to play tonight. Everybody realizes in the world, he's going to be at about 70, 75%. You've seen Boogie, you know, he had a muscle pop out of his skin. He's at about 70%. He's had his good moments, but he's out of shape, and he has no wind at all. So I've got Klay Thompson at 70%. Kevin Durant hasn't played. Boogie at 70%. Kayvon Looney's out, and Iggy's about 80%. Folks, if they don't win this finals, injury's the reasons. Sorry if that bothers you. But Kevin Durant missing the finals would be like Michael Jordan missing a finals, LeBron missing a finals, Larry Bird missing a finals, Olajuwon missing a finals, Karl Malone missing the finals for Utah. It's a thing. Those are not excuses. Listen, think about this. So you've got KD and Looney out. Klay started the series, got hurt, missed games, coming back along with Boogie. Isn't that the equivalent of Michael Jordan's Bulls? Michael Jordan comes back to a series after a calf strain by game 5. Ron Harper, you had him, you lost him, out for the series. Luke Longley comes back after an injury a month ago. He's about 70% and inconsistent. And oh, by the way, Tony Kukoc has been ruled out. We wouldn't blame the Bulls, but we liked the Bulls. For whatever reasons, maybe it's just MJ, the time, we loved the Bulls. We didn't hold it against the Bulls. And the Bulls, frankly, they had a handful of injuries. But I've never seen a finals like this. It's not that players are getting hurt. It's their best players. It's not like Quinn Cook is hurt. Alfonso McKinney. It's Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Iggy, Boogie Cousins. If they lose, it's no shot at Toronto. But you take Magic and Worthy out of a Laker final, one of them out completely, the other 60, 70%. It's not the same basketball team. Here's Joy with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
So the NBA and Adam Silver announced yesterday that minority owner Mark Stevens has been banned for a year and fined $500,000 for yelling, "Go bleep yourself," and shoving Kyle Lowry. Well, Lowry gave his reaction to this punishment and some perspective.
The guy said to you to go bleep yourself. Is that accurate?
Yeah, multiple times. A guy like that showing his true class and that he shouldn't be a part of our league. I understand at the moment my team needed me. Understand that there are plenty of fans and kids in the world watching this game. And me being a grown man, having kids myself, and I'm a grown man, you know, and my kids could always go back and see that I hold myself to a high standard, and I got to make sure that I uphold that.
Now, everyone has a differing opinion on what the appropriate punishment should be, as you were just saying, and some people feel like it's too light, some people feel like it's enough. In my opinion, whatever punishment you were going to give to a fan in that position would be the appropriate punishment for him. So if you feel like you can't make him sell the team because that gets into some legal gray area or sets a precedent you're not comfortable with as a commissioner, if you were going to ban a fan from the arena or from being around the team, then that should be appropriate for him as well. Now, there's been these conversations about, he's a big philanthropist, and obviously Adam Silver said he's never had an issue with him before. And I'm all for second chances, and I get it, but I also feel like when we all know this, because we're adults, sometimes you do things in life, you cross a line you can't come back from. Whether you are a good person or not, we all make mistakes, and some mistakes have more serious implications than others. If he had just yelled at him this is a completely different conversation because we're all in arenas and people yell. And
it is interesting. I didn't know about dropping the F-bombs till later. It's interesting. Like, I thought the action was bad, but then swearing at the player along with that it's hard to get your brain around. It's like, this guy went to Harvard?
It's just such a it's such a emotionally reactive situation.
If you ever,
something that is so obviously going to happen. You're sitting on the sidelines. You have to be aware this is a possibility.
Kendrick Perkins said this yesterday. I thought was really smart. He goes, when I went into a game, I had my mind right.
Right.
When you go and get access to the world's best basketball players, like if I took my wife and we had front row seats to an NBA game, I'd have one cocktail. That's it.
Right.
I'm not going 4 in because I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV. My kids will see me. Like I would be. I mean,
and that's not even something you do regularly. This is something he does
every night
regularly because he's an owner. To me, I felt like he should have been banned and he should have to sell the team, but I would have been more comfortable with just banning him. My problem is the precedent that it sets with privilege. I understand he's an owner, but with great power comes what? Great responsibility. You're held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And this whole idea that this privilege and you're in this protective bubble, that is not a real thing. And if someone decides to get hands-on, it's going to go badly. And like Kyle Lowry said, he has kids, so luckily, he was level-headed about the situation. My fear is somebody's going to catch someone on the wrong day at the wrong time, and it's going to end very badly. Kyle Lowry would have disassembled him in 3.5 seconds. He runs full speed into grown men all the time. He's a very strong guy. It really could have gone badly. So Kyrie reportedly has a low probability of returning to the Celtics, as we know, but even if he was to leave Boston, the team isn't expected to back out of their pursuit of Anthony Davis, according to Chris Mannix. It turns out the Pelicans are coveting Jason Tatum as the most in a potential trade for AD. So would Tatum, Marcus Smart, and at least the number 14 pick this year as a trade for AD be good for both teams? I feel like that's a lot to give up for Boston for Anthony Davis.
I've always believed, Joy, when you lose a star, you always lose the trade. The best you can possibly do in a trade of a star, AD's a star, is to get back somebody you think is not a star yet, but could be a star. The Nets can't give the Pelicans anything, nor can the Lakers. I mean, Lonzo Ball is a good player, but Jason Tatum, I believe, could be a 23-point-a-game star. It would be hard if I'm the Pelicans and I got a first-round pick and I got a guy I think's a star. As a GM, I would, but here's my thing. I think David Griffin would jump on the Boston offer in a second. Would Danny Ainge? Because I don't have any guarantees on Anthony staying.
Well, that's the risk that they're taking. Now, look, that worked out for the Raptors pretty well. So.
But Kyrie, when he was traded to Boston, had never mentioned Boston as a city. 1 year in, he's not happy.
And there has been some talks about AD not wanting to play there.
Yes.
Now he took that off the table himself, but obviously you don't want to eliminate teams and eliminate any leverage that you have. So having that out there is not good. But Jason, it did work for Toronto. So sometimes, like you said, you got to be aggressive and take risks. That's not really Boston's way.
That's not Danny Ainge's way. Right. That's not his way. He's he's one of those guys. He will err on the side of caution. That's just how he trades.
Right. Well, caution may keep you consistently in the playoffs, but it's probably not going to get you a championship. So finally, the Eagles have put their money where their mouth is. They signed Carson Wentz to a 4-year contract extension that will keep him in Philly through 2024. They're hoping that's enough time for Wentz.
Take a break early and give Broussard the entire last 12, 15 minutes of the first hour. I just want to throw this out there. I want to throw a couple things out there, first of all. The last 20 years, I've been told so many people want to go to the Knicks. Everybody wants to go with the Knicks. And you ever figure out who the Knicks always end up with? The New York Knicks have become Dancing with the Stars, that TV show, where old people go to reboot their career or like marginally famous people go to make their career. But George Clooney in his prime is not going to Dancing with the Stars. The Knicks are basketball with the stars. They end up with Derrick Rose, Amari Stoudemire on his bad knees. Joakim Noah basically hobbled night to night. Carmelo Anthony doesn't play any defense. Like, they always end up getting the guy that's just trying to reboot his career. And So everybody's telling me since January, oh, they're getting everybody. They're getting Kevin Durant. They're getting Kyrie Irving. Kobe's coming out of retirement. Everybody's got to play for the New York Knicks. This morning I wake up, and a team in their own city, Brooklyn, appears to be landing Kyrie Irving. They can't even get the best guy in their own city. And I'll address that. Do we want the Knicks to be great? Do we want these players to go to the Knicks? Zion Williamson, are you going to go there? Kyrie doesn't appear to be going there. Now I'm assured it's Kevin Durant. Really? He wants to go upside Kevin Knox. That's going to be great. Like, I'm going to address this. Are we rooting for the Knicks to land somebody? Because it would be fun, but they haven't landed anybody in 20 years. They're dancing with the stars of the NBA. People trying to reboot their career that nobody else wants. That's coming up. Finding a new job or a new free agent is a lot of work. You know what I mean? It is. The work you have to go through, then to connect and find the company that has the opening that you connect with. But if you had your own personal recruiter to help you find a better job, well, you do. ZipRecruiter has a technology, does it for you. Download the ZipRecruiter job search app. Let it know what kind of jobs you're interested in, and its technology starts doing the work. The ZipRecruiter app finds jobs you'll like, put your profile in front of employers who are looking for somebody like you. And if an employer likes your profile, ZipRecruiter goes, yoo-hoo, lets them know. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job search app, and based on a third-party survey, 7 out of 10 people who found a new job on ZipRecruiter increased their salary.